part of my turn. How did we meet? We had worked for anybody that might not be familiar with VTubers or the sphere. There's a lot of things that we won't be discussing because legalities, but some of the things we will be discussing. So we worked at a job before together. We got to know each other, and then we both eventually left and remained friends, much to everyone's chagrin and surprise.
My surprise too.
Liar, you love me. So how we met was basically, we met at a job, and you started working there a little bit before me. And what were the first, since you were my senior, what were your first impressions of me?
Well, I remember you going very in on just your slow and sexy voice.
I hate you so much. Hi, honey.
Oh my God, she said the thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I remember being like, wow, she is actually mommy. But I think the more that I got to know you, it became less that and more
you
like...
You don't think I'm mommy anymore?
No, I think you're like partial girl failure.
Go on.
And a partial baby, but you're also girl boss,
Okay, good. Are you saying baby because I'm very emotional? We could talk about that later, how emotional I am. And, is that why you think I'm baby? Because I feel my emotions deeply? Are you shaming me for my emotions? If I speak, I am in big trouble.
Mommy will punish me, you guys.
So you thought I was. So now you think I'm a failure and a baby and pathetic.
Well, I was actually, I'll be honest, I think I mean, it was so long ago, but I think maybe I felt a little intimidated because I was like, wow,
I get that.
Like, first impression, I was like, you really seem like you have it all together and you've got you're so mature.
I really am. Thanks. My first impression of you, since you started at the job before me, I actually watched you start. But, you didn't know me back then because I was just watching you from the shadows. I was lurking. I was peeking. I thought you were really funny. I thought you were a star. I thought you had, those qualities.
Funny.
You're funny. I was also, I didn't know humor back then. So I thought anything was funny.
Okay.
No, I thought you were really funny. I thought you were very hardworking. And yeah, you just had something about you that I really just don't know how to describe it other than whatever star quality is. I thought you had it. And when I then joined, the workplace, so without getting into detail, we were about, maybe a few girls, and even though I was new, you were also new. So we couldn't really get to talk a lot with anybody because everybody was just kind of working and building their brand and all that stuff. And
everybody worked hard.
Even though you were busy, you still really made time to talk to me, answer questions. You actually helped me a lot with an art. And I just felt that you were very helpful and very, despite the fact that you had, those qualities that initially maybe could seem a little intimidating, you were extremely open and you were extremely willing to help, which I think is very important and something that I really appreciated about you from the start.
Oh, you said it so sincerely.
I know. It's like I like you or something, I also have this distinct memory of me being in Discord and you joining, because like I would usually hang out in Discord to try and make people join and talk.
Uh-huh.
Everybody that we were around was, you're very shy, and we can talk about that later. Like you take a while to warm up to people, but everybody else other than me was even shyer than you. That's the thing.
Oh, you think
and-
so?
Yeah. At the start, remember? Yeah, I think so. And
That's true.
I remember you joined call with me at one point, and I have this distinct memory. I was eating hummus with a bunch of cut up vegetables, and we just bonded over how much you also did that. Like this was before the girl dinner meme or any of that stuff, and we just had this really long, intense conversation about how much we just love like cutting up whatever veggies we have in the fridge and eating them.
Yeah,
It's
I
such
do remember that
memory that I have. Yeah.
Was that like our first real conversation we had together? I think so.
Outside of like
about
being
veggies
at work and about veggie. I mean, that's kind of. How do you think your impression changed of me as we kind of got to know each other?
I think I mentioned that earlier, right? Just how before it seemed you are still very mature.
Yeah.
But I learned how baby you can be.
What do you mean?
I think the momos can agree though. I feel probably that it's a gap. It's a gap moe sort of.
I've gotten better at showing vulnerability. For a really, really long time, I always only wanted to project a strong image because I'm so sensitive and emotional on the inside. So I only want to project. Oh, 1 second. Oh, what's going on with me? Oh, sorry for that, everybody. I think my body's overheating in the heat. All right. So for a while, I think I only wanted to project a strong image, and because of that, I never really let myself get comfortable or like not get comfortable, but admit if I feel sad or maybe that I'm not feeling confident about something. And I've just gotten a lot better at communicating it and realizing that it's okay if I don't feel confident or if I don't feel 100%. I can still have a great day and I can still go and do a project. And
I think,
for example, this podcast, right? Sorry we've never done a podcast before. We don't know how it's going to go, but I'm still,
no idea.
I can still be worried about the logistics of it and still go forward. And I think opening up about my insecurities has made me a little bit more well-rounded and hopefully less intimidating.
Well, I think, I was going to say, sorry guys, we're going to be talking over each other for a bit until we get used to, actually we do that all the time when we talk normally too.
Yeah. I mean, that's a conversation, right? You're excited.
Yeah.
You want to follow along.
We're just continuing along. But what I was saying is, you're a cockroach. I feel that it's you. I feel like you probably have to. What do you mean? Isn't that true?
Yeah.
You're a slimy bug.
Okay.
You're a
Whoa.
You're a crawly creature. You're a creepy crawly.
Keep flirting
from space.
I like it. Oh yeah, you're saying all the right thing.
But I think that already has like a the cockroaches in general are stronger. They're that resilient kind of creature. But being on Earth has made you. Do you feel a little bit? I mean, it's been a long time since I've been a human, since I've been a ghost for so long. But do you feel a little bit more human, or?
Yeah, I'm slowly kind of understanding that it doesn't make me a bad cockroach. It doesn't make me a bad human. It doesn't make me a bad alien if I kind of lean into my weaknesses as well. It's okay to have weaknesses. I don't need to cover them up. I can be honest about things that I'm not good in, or in my case, it's been honest about sometimes I feel emotional about things, and that's okay. I don't have to act on those emotions, right?
Glad episode 1 is turning into a therapy session.
Every episode should be a therapy session. So your impression of me changed from like this intimidating girl boss to a sweet, kind, soft-hearted woman with a heart of gold and breasts of steel. Actually, no, breasts should be soft. Breasts
steel?
What?
What did you say?
Why don't you ever listen to me when I speak?
Didn't you say breasts of steel?
Yeah. I didn't mean to say breast steel. Breasts of mochi.
of pudding.
Oh, pudding. Giga pudi. Pudi pudi.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Why is that such an ancient thing you remember?
it is a great advertisement. For anybody listening, there was this chain of advertisements. Look up Giga
Ah.
Pudi. It's a pudding brand in Japan. It's a
Yeah.
great advertisement.
Giga Pudi. It had like a song and everything.
Uh-huh. Um, so your impression started changing, and then how would you feel about me right now?
I think you. I said though that I think you are still a girl boss, but you're just a little bit more baby than I imagined.
Okay.
You're very you wear your heart on your sleeve a little bit.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you sometimes struggle to not struggle, but you very easily show how you're feeling a lot of the time. Sometimes you're pretty good to be like, you know, I'm feeling frustrated today, but I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think
Yeah.
you're really good about that.
Thanks. Aw, you're being nice to me. When it comes to you,
Mhm.
I think for you, one of the biggest things that's very, I don't know if it's that surprising about you, but it's always surprising to me because we are very close and we talk so deeply. I'm always very
Mm.
surprised at how shy you can be. And I'm always very surprised at how much you kind of keep your emotions within, even with me. So, and the example that I have in mind is a while ago, there was when you were leaving your old
Ah.
place of work, we were on a call together, and like you were fine. I remember I called you after and everything like that, and I feel like I cried in front of you more than you did, and I cried for when I was leaving. I cried for when you were leaving, and you did eventually also, process your pain, but you don't really ever show your pain, in
And
even
it's
to
fun.
friends. Like you're a lot more guarded, I feel, with that kind of stuff. And that's always been very surprising, I think, about you. How else has my impression of you changed? Now that I kind of know a little bit more about how you function and how you work, I think you're even more impressive with your creativity, with your drive, with the things that kind of excite you and engage you, and your goals, aspirations, dream. I'm even, now that I know kind of, now that I know how it works, I'm even more impressed at you. And yeah, before I just thought you were kind of, a star, and she just kind of, she's doing so good, and but now that I see how you are, it's even more impressive about you.
What? I don't think there's anything impressive though. I think truly, if I like something, I just I think I get actually too overly attached to it.
Yeah.
But I think that's just, life is more fun that way.
Mhm.
I don't know. That's why I always am wanting people to kind of explore their passions and be unapologetically excited about things. Like that's kind of,
you are. She is so, and I love that. Like I love a lot of things, I think, very deeply, but not to the point that you love the things you love. Like when, for anybody that doesn't know, she likes Metal Gear a little bit. But
Did
you
say
are
Metal Gear.
Who said that? Who said? Okay.
Metal Gear?
Big boss?
Big boss?
I'm actually gonna roast you about that later. We're gonna talk about the bookstore, which we're gonna talk about that.
The bookstore.
Oh yeah. It's in my notes for today's episode.
Bookstore.
You'll get there. We'll get there when we get there. Yeah, I just feel I usually in my life, I've always been kind of the most passionate person that I know. Everybody would always comment on how passionate I am, how engaged I am. And your passion is 10 times my passion. So that's why I'm so inspired by you and how passionate you are and how free you are and how you live with your stuff.
I think you're pretty
It's really
passionate too,
nice.
though. I think.
Yeah, maybe. It's one of those that maybe I don't recognize it in myself, right? Because we never really see ourselves the way we are. We see ourselves as we
Mm.
think we are.
Cause
Wait,
like
why am I getting so deep?
I know this is episode 1. This is so, but well, it's like for example, your passion for what's the word? Like just like ugly games.
She's talking about RimWorld, by the way. And Dwarf Fortress. That's what she's talking about.
What was the one where you build the factory and the thing?
Factorio.
Factoria. But for real though, you would always be like, okay, I'm gonna go play this game
For 15 hours.
Yep. And I think it also your passion shows on streams too, because you're always streaming for like 8 hours a day. So
And what you're talking about, it's called a video game addiction.
that's still a passion. I have a Metal Gear addiction. It's the same
Speaking
thing.
of ugly little games, as we're recording this last week, I did a Terraria stream for 15 hours straight. It was one of my first times playing Terraria. It's called being addicted. It's called being addicted to video games.
Terraria is one of those types of games though.
Oh yeah,
I think.
it was fun. Oh, I have to tell you, I found a way to gotcha it. When you fish, you get crates. So now I would fish and get like 5 or 10 crates, and then I'd open them. Oh my god, the dopamine! I recommend gambling to all children.
Maybe
watching.
I shouldn't have. That is a joke.
Legally, I am joking.
Maybe I shouldn't have brought it up.
Oh my god. No, I get it. I get it. It's maybe for me, I don't see it right. For me, I don't see it as a passion because I just see it as a video game addiction. But you're right. When you see me have so much fun, when I got into Dwarf Fortress, it was like 12 hours every day. When I get into Crusader Kings binges, I will download the game. I will play 15 hours a day for 3 days straight. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm in my dungeon.
I think
God, I love
that's
Crusader.
a passion.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.